Even just in terms of 3D, like there's some projects that I've had in the vault for a while. Like I've been just
Mm.
drawing shit on my iPad thinking, it'd be cool to make this one day, but Siebes, we're making them.
Is
Jandy is
that
coming back.
yeah? Is the art side of Jandy?
He's back. He's coming
He's
back.
back. He's back.
Nick Pencils, if you're listening to this, number one,
Mm.
I want you on the pod. Number two, Jandy's back. Alrighty.
We're back.
Who's back?
We're
We're
back.
back.
We,
Us.
us, we're him.
We are him. We are him.
Uh, we're
And
him. For
episode
episode 5.
episode 5, an odd number episode, which means a no guest episode.
Exactly. Every second episode is a guest.
So
Yeah.
stay tuned to see who we get in next week, and stay tuned to hear us talk about shit who we got in last week.
Exactly. Fuck you, Lewis, you prick.
Fuck you, Lewis. The only person who listens to this podcast.
Our number one supporter, and we've like completely dissed him.
Well, actually, I know for a fact there's only 2 people who listen to the whole thing. Lewis and Matt User. Shout out, Matt.
Shout out. Shout out.
Shout out.
That's,
They're
that's
the only
shout
ones.
out they get.
They're the only ones who listen to the best music podcast in Melbourne.
Oh, exactly, because we're all about fucking music.
Yeah. We only talk about music on here.
Yeah, that's it. From now on, we're only going to be talking about music. We've switched.
We're the new TMZ.
Yeah, exactly. So, what are your thoughts on Lil Uzi's album?
Oh, my thoughts on Pink Tape?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now, here's where we divide the fan base. I thought the first half was awesome.
Mm.
The second half had like 2 good songs.
Yeah.
Maybe
okay,
I've got to give it. Maybe I've got to give it another listen. I've only heard the whole thing once.
Well, there's like 26 songs, so
Yeah,
like,
just with me, it's hard for me to listen to a long album, like more than 20 songs. I'm automatically going to be biased against it because I just feel like it's too bloated.
Yeah. What's the max on on an album?
I'd say 18 to 20 songs. Because even like Donda, like you know me, I'm a big Kanye fan. And Donda's like, what, 26 songs or some shit? And like 4 of them are just part 2s. They're the exact same song with like 1 different verse. And it's like...
Oh, it's milking this. It's milking it. So.
Of course. Donda was one of those things when it came out, it was like the best thing in the world. And then after a couple years, it's like his worst album.
Yeah, look, I don't know. It's kind of different with Kanye because he makes completely different music.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of people don't like his music, but the people that like his music love his music.
Exactly, yeah. It's like kind of a you hate him or you're in love with him situation.
Pretty much, because he plays that character of, pretty much he's him,
He
He's
is him.
God of fucking rap or whatever.
For real, and it's true.
So, but yeah, Lil Uzi, I don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna say... Yeah?
Yeah, you go, sorry.
Oh no, all I'm gonna say is Eternal Atake was better.
Oh, was that his last one?
That was... Technically, he dropped 2 albums back to back in 2020. That was the first one.
Apparently he's gonna do it again.
That's what he's saying, yeah. He's saying he's gonna do... What is it? Love is Rage 3.
Love is Rage 3, yeah.
Yeah, which that should be cool. Because he was saying that, like, that's the real drop, that one.
Bro, who drops a fucking an album like, that wasn't the real one. It's got 26 fucking songs on it.
Because that's what he did with Eternal Atake. That was a long one as well. Both of them were. He dropped that, and then a week later, the day before he dropped, what is it? Louis Vert vs. the World 2. The day before, he was like, y'all aren't ready for tomorrow, I'm dropping another album. And we thought he was bullshitting.
What the fuck? That's insane. Like, to be able to just do that, it's...
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, but, I mean, when you think about it, we can drop 5 songs in a week.
We have done that,
We've done
and
that.
we're built different.
I mean, we're not Uzi, but we've done that.
We have done that, but unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
they have been taken down. Our EPs.
That is true. For anyone who hasn't tuned into our EPs, they were
You
both
missed out.
they were both taken down. They were limited releases, and
They
they're
were.
both gone. So
Yes.
anyone who tuned in, thank you.
Yeah, if you've listened to the EPs, thanks. I can't stress it enough. It's all for fucking entertainment and
For real.
shits and gigs.
But
But my next one, it's all serious.
this is where it gets
Shitting off.
crazy. This is
I'm.
like the EP was a stepping stone,
Mm,
and this is where it led to.
yes, I am releasing an album.
You heard it here first, everyone.
I am. I'm in the process of making it. I'm not bullshitting either. I'm almost halfway there.
Got a
It's
good little track list coming together. I
I
heard
do.
it
You've
today. It's
heard it?
actually
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
I'm pretty. You know what? It's a big step up from your previous one.
thank you. Yes, that was the goal. If I step backwards, then I don't think
If you
I
can
think there's something wrong with me.
somehow, if you can somehow step backwards from your last one.
Oh, bro, I'd kill myself. I'd be so upset. But yeah, Chriso liked it.
Yeah,
Your cousin.
shout out Chriso.
Shout
Chriso
out.
liked it.
He gave I think he gave. I can't remember if he gave all of them.
He gave one of them a 6 and the other two like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah, that's right, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's on that. It's on the up.
It's on the up. And
But
yeah.
oh, there you go. You go.
I was just gonna say, this is a new era for the both of us music wise. We're both
Definitely.
we're both entering it. But
100%.
you talk about yours first.
All right. I'll take all the the glory and the spotlight. Yeah, so I'm doing it for because the last time we did these EP things, there was a challenge. So I said to Jandy, 1 week EP, and he was like, done, and we shook on it, and that was as simple as that. And I was like, what, are you serious? And he's like, fuck it. And then Kaya was like, I'll do one too. And we're like, oh, fuck it. And it was just super motivating. We did it. We pumped it out and, had so much fun. And then, probably a month or two. It's been 2 months since we released our EPs, by the way.
Jesus.
And then one day something just clicked. I was like, I want to start making music again and just fucking around. And I just started on my own. And Jandy and I were talking about doing something together for this channel. So that could be something as well. But at the moment, I'm just doing something. It's like a little side project on my own. But then Jandy and I will have something soon.
Quite exciting stuff.
Yeah. All right, you talk about yours now. What you've got coming up?
Oh God, where do I begin?
He's
So
a busy man.
I've been busy since last week. Since the last podcast, a lot has happened. I'm not gonna get into all of it, but let's just say I have spoken to some people, some names in the Melbourne underground hip hop scene. I've made some friends that are pretty good people to make friends with.
Yeah.
And let's just say that was a turning point for me in terms of motivation. I spoke to some
100%.
people, I spoke to some artists who are very like motivating people, and they gave me a fuck ton of advice. I told them about how I've been slacking with my art, in everything, music, my 3D, just creativity in general. And they gave me some of the best advice I could ever get.
Fuck yeah.
And it's just after that, it's like now I know people who are in the field I'm trying to get into, and I've been speaking to them since. And let's just say I'm gonna start taking music a bit more serious. I'm gonna start buying some equipment that's really gonna turn things up.
Oh, okay.
I have a few songs written.
Oh.
I have plans to. Oh, should I say this? Should I say this?
I don't know if you want to drop a teaser.
A
It's
little bit of for those who for those who have heard my EP and also those who haven't, there's plans to do a full remaster and turn it to an actual good project. Because I made that for fun. I made that as a joke. Like there were 3 days left of the challenge, and I was like, oh fuck, I got to throw 5 songs together. But now I have the potential. I have the connections. I'm gonna be getting the equipment. I have brushed up my skills with mixing and everything. I have the opportunity to make them into an actual proper project, like a proper listenable, like objectively decent album.
Yeah,
So
fuck yeah.
I'm going for that shit, and it's pretty exciting stuff. I have the opportunity to make something big out of this, so I'm gonna be going for that.
Yeah. Nah, take it, man. That's like when an opportunity comes up like that, you grab it by the
You just grab it and stroke it back,
just yeah.
Exactly, yeah, facts. Because
Yeah.
even just in terms of 3D, like there's some projects that I've had in the vault for a while. Like I've been just drawing shit on my iPad thinking, it'd be cool to make this one day, but Siebes,
Yeah.
we're making them.
Is
Jandy is
that
coming back.
yeah, is the art side of Jandy.
He's back. He's coming back.
He's back.
Nick Pencils, if you're listening to this, number one, I want you on the pod. Number two, Jandy's back.
Oh,
We've been waiting for this moment, man.
100%.
But yeah, alrighty, so...
That's great. I mean, I haven't had any opportunities like that, but I'm just doing shit myself at the moment.
Right, I am keen for you to drop this EP, for this project. The EP album, whatever you're going to do with it.
Well, at the moment, it's sitting as an EP, but the date that I have that I want to drop this, it's more than likely going to be an album with the amount of songs
Awesome.
I have planned.
It's going to be cool because it's actually got a really decent theme to it. Like, this whole, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the whole theme of the project is just awesome. Like, it's so funny. It's so just fun.
Oh, that's my goal. My goal is for this project to be funny and make people laugh. It's not like I poured my heart and soul into it. This project's a laugh, have fun. It's not serious. I was joking before when I said this is a serious fucking album. It's not. Because then it will confuse people.
Of course, yeah. There's certain people who'd get confused by that. But anyway,
exactly.
That's the whole point of art, Exactly, entertainment. Yeah. I mean,
that's what
depends
I
what you want
look
to
for
do,
that.
but...
Entertainment, yeah.
Yeah. You're making it for the sake of entertainment. It doesn't have to be... Yeah?
No, you go.
I was going to say, it doesn't have to be objectively a masterpiece. It doesn't have to be, quote-unquote, objectively good. It's like, art's subjective. Like, you're making it for the sake of entertainment, which means you're going to make shit you find entertaining.
Oh, that's it. And,
so what's the problem?
If you're not making shit for yourself, then you're more than likely not enjoying it. So
exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see you, come back as as Jandy.
Jandy,
not LSD Jandy.
Just Jandy. Jandy's back.
Then LSD Jandy.
And also LSD Jandy, yeah.
He's taken over a bit now. He can
whatever you want to call me. LSD Jandy, Young Cougs, Jandy CG, Young Hades, Riz James, like
that's great.
But yeah, it's just fucking exciting shit. Like we've both hit a point where we're like, we just want to go mad creative. And
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, that's life, man.
Yeah.
Like, you just find... It doesn't matter, like, whether you're making music for fun or whether you're becoming a doctor. Like, at the end of the day, everyone has their end goal. Everyone has their dream, goal.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, if you're not doing anything for your, to make yourself happy, then what are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing with your life?
Exactly, yeah. Because that's the thing. It's not like... people who become tradies or whatever, right?
Mm,
It's not that they're like, oh, I gotta fucking get this job. It's like that's
mm.
what they want to do.
Well,
That's
they
what
went
makes them
into that
happy.
field.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Like that's all it is. It's there shouldn't be any whole thing on like, oh, you want to make art for a living? Like that shit's lazy, whatever. Right.
Yeah, I hate people that say that shit. Like,
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Fucking go
exactly.
for it.
Go for your fucking dreams, your goals.
And
Do that
don't
shit.
don't let any motherfucker, doesn't matter
Mm,
who it is, don't let anyone tell you it's not a real job or it's, you should be doing something else.
exactly.
Go
Yeah.
for what you want to go for. As long as it's
Right.
something that makes you happy and you can live off of, go
Mm,
for that shit. Even if it's just for a hobby and you're not making money or whatever. Go for it.
yeah.
Fucking do what makes you happy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, too many people, and this is kind of like an issue I've gotten myself into. It's kind of why I stopped doing my art. I got into this mindset of why am I doing this? I'm not making much money off of it. It's just a waste of time. Who gives a
Yeah.
fuck? It was
Yeah.
making me happy, and then I put it in a field of, I put my mind in a field of like this doesn't make me happy because I'm not profiting.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
No,
and
that's it.
it's not a good way to think about it.
Well, if you think about it, yeah, if you think about, oh, I'm not making money off it, yeah, it's hard. It's you're not really doing it because you find it as a passion. You're doing it because you know you're looking at the business side of it or the money side of it,
Yeah,
and not
exactly.
the I'm doing this because I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
You know?
you got all the time in the world to make money.
Mm.
You have when you get to your deathbed, what are you going to be thinking of?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I'm excited. I'm happy that I made this much money, or I'm happy that I did this thing that made me happy.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Because money comes and goes.
exactly.
Time comes, but then
Time
you know,
comes.
whoa.
Whoa,
Well,
but
you don't get time back. You can get money back.
exactly.
That's another thing. So if like, you know,
Facts.
money is just like it comes and goes. Time doesn't.
Yeah,
You get time once and that's it. Then it's gone. And then
yeah,
you're like,
exactly.
fuck, 10 years have passed. Like shit.
For real. It's
Time
crazy. I
goes
saw
way
this
too quick.
thing once. Search it up if you haven't seen it, or
Mm,
don't. It gave me an existential crisis. But I saw this thing in uni during
mm,
this seminar in uni, and it was like this chart with all these boxes.
right.
And no, my lecturer was like, "You see all these boxes? It looks like a lot of boxes, yeah." He was like, "That's how many weeks are in an average life." And then he was like, "Now it doesn't look like that many boxes."
Oh
And that
God.
shit fucking scared me. I was like, fuck, I'm already like a fifth through that page. Like, Jesus.
It's a scary thought because what like you look at like when I look at people, just say they're in their 80s and there's a couple or there's by themselves or whatever, and I'm 21 and they're in their 80s. I'm like, fuck, they're just getting into this generation, and
Mm,
then they're gonna obviously pass away soon, and it's like
yeah,
I just couldn't imagine going through that thought process of, oh, I know my time's coming up soon.
yeah. It'd
It's
be
like
fucked. Like, and it's
some
crazy because so many. Sorry to cut you off,
no, no, right.
but so many like older people are they're content with it. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna die soon. Like,
I don't get. I yeah, no, I
yeah,
couldn't. I
uh,
can't convince myself to accept death yet.
nah, I'm with you. I don't think I
It's
ever
such a
will. I think I'll always be scared of it.
well, everyone is, but in saying that, I think the scariest thing is for me is you don't know that you're dead.
Mm,
That's my biggest issue because obviously it's weird because once you die, well, that's it. Like you don't exist anymore,
yeah,
and it's the whole like, oh, before you were born is pretty much what dead's been like, and that's like, you there's
yeah,
nothing. You didn't exist.
yeah. It's
So it's
fucking
like it's
crazy.
such a fucking it's a trippy thought.
It's like I can't think of that. I can't imagine what that
Mm.
is. It's like you don't exist. Okay, then my, what my, what's called my consciousness and all that.
Mm.
How does that not exist? That's me.
Yeah,
Like, how
exactly.
does that not exist? It has to somehow. Like,
But it
what am
just,
I gonna do? Like,
yeah, that's yeah, pretty
yeah,
much gone.
it's fucking
Like,
crazy.
like you think about it, you're doing all this, you're moving your hands, you're doing whatever, you're controlling it, but then once you're dead, that's your body's still there, but you're not.
Yeah.
Like you technically your conscience isn't there. Like it's gone.
Mm.
It's like disappeared, but your body's still there.
Do you believe in any sort of afterlife or like religious, like,
No, I don't.
post death? No?
I would
Fair.
love to, but I just because I looked into it too much, and now I know what almost
Mm,
what death is like. So it's like
yeah.
I wish I could say, oh, if I can come back as something or
Yeah.
do that or be reborn somehow, but it's just common sense. It just doesn't. It just doesn't seem legit.
Fair. There's,
I get it'd have to happen for me to believe it, but
yeah. That's why I'm kind of like I'm in this weird spot. It's like, I wouldn't call it atheism. It's just kind of
mm,
like, I don't currently believe in anything for the sake that I don't know what happens. For me, it's like every religion is real. It just
mm.
depends if you believe in it or not.
Yeah,
And for me, I'm not really going to choose to believe in one more than the other. I'm
mm,
just going to ride it out and
yeah,
just see what happens. I believe our religion is more of a sentimental thing than a physical thing, Like, I don't believe you actually, like, everything in the Bible is true. I believe some of it did happen,
mm,
the more, like, realistic parts of it. But for me, it's not like I'm gonna believe in Catholicism, which I'm
yeah,
Catholic, born Catholic. I'm not gonna believe. It's kind of weird because I do and I don't. It's like,
yeah.
I personally believe in it, not in a literal sense, just in the sense of that's the one that gives me the most amount of comfort.
Yes, yes. That's
Yeah,
what I think that's what religion is. Like,
yeah,
it,
comfort.
it brings you comfort.
Like,
And some
it,
people go further, but it's
yeah. I think people who see it in a literal sense are being a little bit too crazy on it.
mm,
Like, if someone were to, you know, if someone were to be Muslim or, I don't know, Buddhist, like, it's real because they believe in it.
yeah,
Like, I don't think any of them are literally physically real,
mm,
but they're all real on a symbolic sense. If that's what
yeah,
someone believes in,
100%.
that's real to them.
Well, yeah, and then you shouldn't go out of your way to try and debunk
Exactly, yeah.
their beliefs because then what if someone did that to you? You wouldn't fucking like it.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like if someone believes in God and then someone else is like God's not real because of this, and that,
I
and
think
you're like
that shit's
ah
just so arrogant. Like, such an asshole thing
because
to do.
So for example, my take on death is nothing happens when you're dead. That's
Yeah.
it. But if someone believes something else happens, then that's you know I'm not going to change their thing. It's
Yeah.
probably more I would like to believe what they believe, but I just
Yeah.
can't.
But you can't. Have you heard of the movie Enter the Void?
I've heard of it,
It's
but I
a
don't think I've watched it.
Nah, it's I don't know if you'd fuck with it because it's a very weird, like, it's like an experimental type of movie. It's
Mm,
a French movie by this French director who does lots of crazy shit. But
okay.
it, like, kind of goes over, so it's crazy, and spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's crazy. It's like, at the start of the movie, there's this guy. It's like in the perspective of this guy. It's like first person perspective,
Mm,
and he takes DMT at the start of the movie because the whole kind of like the main, like, the most realistic belief of death is that you kind of go through a DMT trip, and then, like, your body releases
right.
DMT into your mind, and then, or the other way around, your mind releases DMT, and then you go through like a trip where you relive your life, and then
Mm,
once the trip's over, you die.
fuck.
And in the movie at the end, he reincarnates. It's like the whole thing of, like, he's like flying around, and then he, like, kind of goes into someone and reincarnates as their
Wow.
baby. Yeah, and he, like, goes. I believe it's his sister. Like, and then he reincarnates as his sister's baby, if I'm remembering that right. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's a cool movie. It's like I think he gets shot, if I remember right.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
because at the start of the movie, there's a DMT trip, and there's like this simulation of a DMT trip that's apparently meant to be like one of the most realistic ones shown in TV. Like, I wouldn't know, I haven't done DMT yet,
Yeah.
but but
I
yeah,
haven't. I haven't. So I'm clean.
yeah, we got Mr. Clean over here.
I.
But yeah, and then he dies, and then when he dies, the rest of the movie is that trip, and it's like
Mm,
showing how similar it is to the DMT trip at the start, but it's also going through his memories, and it's like reliving his life in a way. And he's
wow.
yeah, it's crazy. Like I,
Okay.
it's meant to be the most realistic, like what happens when you die type of thing, like that theory. And
Yeah.
I kind of believe it because of the whole Steve Jobs thing. Do you know about that? When Steve Jobs died?
Apparently, he said it's beautiful
Yeah,
and then died.
he was like kind of tripping out as he was dying. He was just like, "Wow," like,
Oh, he was
yeah,
repeating, "Wow,
yeah,
wow, wow." That's crazy.
yeah.
Or he could be fucking going through something horrific,
Oh,
and it's
that
just
could be
hell.
happening. Yeah.
He's like, "Wow,
Wow, wow,
wow,
wow,
wow."
wow.
He just witnessed like everyone get murdered or something.
Jesus
I don't know.
Christ.
I don't know. Like, yeah, we'll never know.
You never know. I mean, we'll know one day. But
I'm like, grab a gun and shoot yourself in the head, and then
what? Don't do that,
what?
audience. Alex is a bad, bad man.
No, no, I'm not.
Yeah, yeah. uh, but yeah, it's fucking crazy shit. Like, it's shit I think about all the time.
Yeah, I don't think about I don't think about it a lot. It's just more. It, it's not here and there. I think about it, but
Yeah.
I do stuff to kind of distract myself from thinking about it because it sucks that pretty much everyone thinks about death
Mm,
and probably you know a recurring thing for a lot of people that every day they're thinking about death is scary, this and that, but
for real.
I don't think about it a lot. But I've experienced a lot of death around me. I don't know
Mm.
if that has anything to do with it.
Maybe,
So
maybe, because for me, it's kind of like when I was younger, I was like 7 or 8. I had like
mm,
3 family members die in the same year.
mm.
So it was kind of like for me at that age, it was like, ah, it just happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was
You
like I
don't
was,
understand.
yeah, like you don't understand when you're younger, but when it happens, you become a little desensitized. Just because
Yeah,
it's happened
yeah,
when you're younger, so when you're a kid, you're like, ah, it just happens. Yeah, it's
yeah,
sad,
exactly.
whatever, but it happens.
Because your emotions aren't fully developed on, I think loss
Yeah.
and, you know,
You don't really get it, especially because you're younger. You haven't learned to make the connections to people as well.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
It's completely different from losing a friend of 20 years or your mother or your father or whatever
yeah,
than an auntie or a uncle that you haven't known for more than
yeah.
7 years or something. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah. And especially as a kid, you don't really even pretty much your whole life. You don't remember like your first 2 or 3 years, so it's like
Hmm.
they didn't happen to you.
Well, it's funny because for my situation, that was similar. It was just like a oh wow kind of situation.
Mm,
Like this happened,
yeah.
and as I got older, I was like shit. It didn't affect me that much as a kid.
Mm,
The more I think about it, yeah, it did, but not as much as it should have, in a
yeah.
way. But
Nah, I get
it's
you.
like, but if it happened now, I'd be fucking
Devastated.
devastated. Like if it was to happen now, I'd be fucking
Yeah,
bedridden. But back then, I
yeah.
was just like, oh, this fucking sucks. Like, I lost my mum. I was like, damn. Like, how does that even happen to a kid?
For real. It shouldn't
And
happen at all.
and now it's crazy. Now I've been alive longer without my mum than I was with my mum. So it's like,
That's fucked. That's fucked to think about.
so yeah, it's been over 10 years, almost 11. No, sorry. Yeah, 10 years. So it's like 10 years has gone like that. So
Yeah.
it's like, what the fuck? But
That's
also,
crazy.
a sad thought is the memories of my mum are slowly fading. So it's like my mum's becoming a more of a stranger
Mm.
than anything. So it's like as years go on, it's like fuck, well, shit. I don't even like. It sucks, but it's like I don't even think about my mum that much anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah, she passed when you were at a young age, so it's
mm,
like, you know, she sadly wasn't there for like your teen years and all that,
exactly.
which are like your
Yeah.
more impressionable years of your life and all that. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's like it sucks, but you just gotta hold on to those memories because that's
Well, I think I will. I'll hold on to the ones that I can remember and the good ones, but
of
I had a
course,
lot of bad memories with my mum as well, so it's like
yeah,
doesn't help.
definitely
Um,
not.
and it was the same with my uncle. I think my nan's death hurt more because that was a bit like later.
Mm,
Um, and I think yeah, it's same with my stepdad. That was probably the least. It affected me the least because it happened when I was like 5. So,
yeah, nah, I feel
but
you.
I think my dog's death affected me more. That
Nah,
shit. Well, I got that shit on my wrist, you know.
yeah, CC tatted on your wrist.
Mm,
hmm
yeah,
only
fucking.
only real ones will know that.
Yes, yes. It fucking sucks trying to explain it to people, but it is what
Yeah.
it is.
Nah, exactly. Oh, it's
But
fucked. Like my most recent death in my family was my nonno on my dad's
mm,
side. And it was sad as fuck. But it was like I didn't know him. Like
yeah.
I only met him maybe 2020, 2021. He passed
Oh wow.
2022. So it was like
Yeah.
I think 2020 I met him. And it was like you know, it just sucked. Like I was more sad about the fact that he could have been
Good.
around my whole
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
apparently a lot of shit happened in my family. He was a very different person. Like
Mm,
it was kind of my family lost contact with him for a reason type of thing.
yeah.
And then towards the end, like 2020, I guess my dad ran into his parents because he wasn't talking to either of his parents. And he ran into them in the shops and he was like to me and my brother, like the next day, he was like, "Do you want to meet your grandparents?" So we went and he was like the nicest guy ever. And my dad was like to us, like, "This isn't him. Like, this is
Mm,
really different." And then we found out not long after he didn't have long. So I
yeah.
guess it was just kind of he wanted everything to be civil before he passes kind of thing. And then, yeah, I mean, it happened
Mm,
and it was sad as fuck, but it was kind of like I was more upset. I was like,
that you didn't get to know him.
if things were
Yeah.
different, because like my cousins were telling us all these stories of like they'd go fishing or they'd go camping or whatever,
Mm,
and I just think like, fuck, if things were different, I could have gone to spend this time with him. Like if he was a better
yeah.
person, you know.
It
But
sucks like that. It's
mm,
because you're hearing stories that you wish you could have been a part of as well, in a way.
exactly, yeah, and then it's like there's no way you can be a part of him because
Yeah,
you know.
they're
But
gone.
it's fucked, but that's life.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate.
Mm.
But I was the same. Well, my similar situation. My uncle, my mum's brother, he was a very bad man before I was born, and then when I was born, he kind of just switched,
Yeah.
and he was always there changing my nappies, that and that, doing things that the family didn't think he would do.
Yeah.
So, like me coming into this world changed him, which it upsets me because it's like he did try and change for me,
Yeah.
and then like as I was like 9, he passed away. I was like, damn it,
Bro, your family's got like a curse on them.
yeah, bad.
It's
My recent death in mine was a couple months ago. It was my auntie's uncle,
mm,
and I knew him. I knew him pretty well as well.
that shit's sad.
But he was like in his 80s, late 80s, so he had cancer, and that's what took him.
Yeah.
But um, it was like, oh damn. But obviously, I would only see him like once a year in a way. because he
Yeah,
was out fucking like 2 hours away. So it was like very hard to go and see him.
yeah, I get you. But fuck, all this talk of death's just crazy. But I do have a little story to get into.
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
Um, it's about death. Like it's not a segue into something else yet, but
This podcast is
it's
it's
pretty.
a death podcast. It's
Like,
not music anymore.
no, it went from music to death.
I can't even remember how we transitioned into death. If you're still listening,
You're a real
fuck,
one.
yeah, you're real, and you either don't care about death or you're having a panic attack right now about
Oh,
death. So
for real, we've ruined your night.
yeah, we're sorry. We're very
We're
sorry.
sorry, but
But yeah, go
yeah.
on.
One of my uncles, she passed away a couple years ago. We were close. I would see him all the time because like I'm
Mm,
really close with well my cousin. I'm not gonna name names, but I'm really close with my cousin, and I used to obviously be at his house all the time. I'd see his dad all the time and all that. He passed away during COVID, and it was when COVID was really strict. Like only like
yeah.
5 family members were allowed at the funeral. Like we weren't allowed to see. I didn't
Fuck.
see him for like a year because of COVID. So it's like to me, it doesn't feel like he's gone because that whole period of when someone dies and you go to like the wake, you go to the funeral and all that, it didn't
Mm,
happen. So to me, it just
yeah.
feels like I haven't seen him. Like I know he's dead, but it just feels like I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel official that he's passed, and it's been like 3 years.
That's
And I
crazy.
feel bad for people whose like immediate family has passed during COVID or like friends have passed or whatever, because it's probably that same feeling. It's like it doesn't feel real because
Mm.
it just happened at such a fucked time.
Because they didn't get the proper funeral and
Yeah,
you know
like
all that stuff.
it's fucking crazy. Like, of
Mm.
course, when I go to my cousin's house now, I see like they got like the urn with his ashes and like photos and shit. That feels
Mm.
real, but
Oh yeah, of course.
I think it's because I didn't see him for like a while before
Mm.
COVID happened, and then it was like in the middle of COVID, so there was like a year where I didn't see him, and there was no talk about a funeral or anything because of when it happened.
Yeah, true.
So it was just kind of like, okay, like that. I guess that's it. Like when
It
COVID's
happened and it's
over, you won't
gone.
be there. Like it's
Yeah.
fucked to say. Like it sounds so insensitive, but it's
It
just
just happened at such a bad time
yeah,
because everyone was fucking stressed out of their minds about COVID in itself, and so it's like that happening just it doesn't help, but it's not like yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah
just
it does.
fucked. Alright, let's get into something a little more lighthearted.
All right, what are we trying to transition to into?
I have a question. It's still about life. This is a podcast about life now.
All right, ask away.
What is your earliest memory?
My earliest memory?
Your
Ooh,
first memory. Like the start of Alex Whitehead.
the start of Alex Whitehead. Oh, that's a good question. I think my earliest. Now this is probably I don't know. Damn, I've opened the gates. I'm going through the files. Uh
You've opened up the
earliest.
file cabinet. You're going back to the
Yeah,
earliest date.
yeah. I think my earliest memory was when we found my dog.
Yeah.
So of yeah, Sissy, the one on my wrist. We found her on a roundabout, and she was just there by herself, shivering. And I
Oh.
remember my mum picked her up, and we knocked on everyone's door in the street, and they're like, "It's not my dog." And I was like, "Oh, can we keep her?" And my mum was like, "All right, sure." It's a little Chihuahua, and I remember I was like 4 or 5. I was fucking. It was before I was in prep or something, and because I remember I took her to show and tell in prep, so I I was like, oh wow. So I think yeah, that's my earliest memory.
Okay, that's a
Um,
nice one.
so that's
When
because
you found your dog.
anything before that, it's just a very like I only I've only seen pictures of what I did before. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
No,
So I've
I
seen
get.
photos of like me wearing my uncle's shoes and a singlet.
Yeah.
But I was like 3. I don't remember that, but I seen a photo.
Fair.
But I just remember holding my dog in the car and waiting for my mum to like come back from the houses, and I was just
So, do you know how old she was when you found her?
no, but I think the vet estimated her to be like 14, 15, even older than like that when she passed away.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how'd she live so
No,
long? That's
no,
a world
no.
record there.
So I think she was like 2, maybe when we found her.
Okay. So you had her for like
But
12, 13 years.
yeah, she passed away when in 2019.
Oh,
So I think I was 17.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a very very long life. So that again, that's why she meant so much to me.
Yeah. She was
Yeah,
there your entire life. Exactly. Like,
and
from your first memory.
She was there through everything from
Yeah.
you know every bad memory, every fucking good memory. She was there for me. So, but how about you? What's your first memory?
I have two because I don't remember which one happened first.
Mm.
I would have been
Okay.
about 2 at the time.
Oh
It's an
wow.
old one. Like, it was back when we were living in our old house.
Mm.
I remember there was this bunk bed in there was like this little lounge room with a bunk bed.
Mm.
And my mum used to sleep on the bunk bed. Like, my brother would sleep at the top, and me and my
Oh
mum
yeah.
at the bottom. And I remember there was the light switch like next to the bed, and I flicked it on, and it was like 2 in the morning, and my mum was like, "Turn that off," and I was like amazed. I was flicking. I was like,
Off and on,
"What?"
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "What?" Like,
Oh, that's
mom's like,
crazy.
"Go to fucking bed," and I'm just like discovering life.
Oh, that's funny.
And then there was another one in the same room because we had this little TV on the wall. And I
Mm.
remember mum was carrying me. And there was a Ribena commercial. I just looked at it and I'm like, just thinking, that looks so good. Like, I want to drink that.
Oh, that's funny.
It was like just memories like discovering life, figuring out what
Mm.
consciousness is.
I think as well for mine, it's the interior of the first house
Yeah.
that I grew up in. Just going in every room, like I can visualize
Mm.
going in every room and shit like that. And it's very blurry, but it's like still like fuck. I can still remember it.
It's fuck because they're blurry memories. Like,
Mm,
I only remember that room in the house. I don't remember any of the house, like the rest of it.
yeah, same. I remember when I think of my bedroom, I remember where my bed was in the corner, but I don't remember anything else in
Yeah,
that room. And then
I'm
it's
with
like my
you.
playroom. I remember where my toys were, but I don't remember what side the door was on. Shit like that. It's like so weird.
It's crazy shit because I remember that room, and there
Mm.
might have been a staircase, and there might have been a door to a bigger room next to it.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember the rest of the house. I only remember that room.
Yeah.
Like, it's
It's insane.
fucked.
I also remember getting evicted from that house, and this was like still very, very young. Because
Mm,
I just remember my mum saying we got to go. But it was
yeah,
in like a very it was I don't even know. I don't know. I just remember she's like, we got to go now. I was like, what? And we just packed everything and left. It was like in a week. So I
yeah,
didn't even know if we got evicted or what. I don't know what happened.
yeah.
So it's
It's crazy shit.
yeah, that's insane.
But yeah, life's life. Like, it's just fucked. It's like,
Mm,
that was the start of it all. Like, where you are right now,
mm. That's exactly
that's the timeline. What we just spoke about right now. Everything else is between this. Isn't
mm,
that fucked to think about? Like, it really reminds you how short it is.
true. Well, 21,
Yeah.
it's 9 more years and you're 30.
Yeah.
And then it's like you'll be 30 and yeah. All right, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Still talking about life. Do you want to have kids?
Yeah.
When do you want to have kids? Like, what's an age where you're like, all right, I'm gonna kind of more settle into being an adult and kind of follow the path of working more full time and looking after kids and you know.
In terms of settling, about
Mm,
25, 26. In terms of
mm.
having kids, maybe 28 to 30.
See, mine is 25-ish for either maybe 26 having a kid.
Yeah?
Um, because I don't want to leave it late. But
Fair, yeah.
I also want to settle into being a full adult then. Like
Yeah.
none of this music stuff, none of this,
What do you mean?
the whole like if I can um because yeah, I've left the fighting behind me now. So that's kind of like I'm gonna be doing stuff and I'll be proud to say I've done it, but I think I gotta mature at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying my still young adult life while I can, and then I reckon give it like a couple years, and I'll like properly settle.
Yeah.
Because
Nah,
I love doing this shit, but I can't fucking
it's not for your whole life. It's just
nah. I couldn't
us.
make a rap album about fucking
Exactly.
dumb shit while I've got a kid in the room,
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
gotta
people do, but it's, yeah,
those babies came by mistake.
definitely.
So
But
yeah,
it's crazy. Like, it's like your life changes at that point.
it does. You're you're doing what your parents did for you,
Yeah,
and then it's
exactly.
just
Your life becomes
repeat.
about your kid.
hmm Which is scary to think about because it takes so much out of you, but it's
It
so worth
is
it when they're at an age where you can
exactly,
talk to them like an adult.
exactly. They hit their, late teen years, whatever, adult years,
Mm.
and it's like, they're getting their own partners, they're starting their own lives.
It's
It
just
it's
crazy to
really, it would
watch.
be so worth the payoff.
Like for example, your mother watching you grow up. That's probably like a fucking dream come true of hers.
Yeah.
Watching you do the things that you want, and
Yeah, because
being the young man.
my mum raised me for 18 years just so she can watch the Race to Hell podcast with Andrew and
Yeah,
Alex. Yeah.
yes,
But yeah,
exactly.
no, it's
I mean,
true.
I could say I wish I could say the same, but yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
oh,
oh,
what? Oh,
um,
God.
nah, but yeah, I think that's give it like maybe 26. I want to try and be. I want to be with someone that's settled
Yeah,
like for a few years. Because if for example, next year I've got a girlfriend. I want it to be at least 4 years before you're like, all right,
yeah.
let's start settling.
I'm with you. You need to
Then
know the person. You need to
exactly.
spend that time with them.
Yeah, I was gonna make a joke, but no,
Make
I
it.
can't.
Make it.
6 months is enough. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh God.
Uh,
Oh God.
Boo. Stop. Yeah.
Whoa. But
But
yeah.
yeah, you want that's I reckon 4 or 5 years for me.
Yeah, fair. I
But
yeah.
no, I was just gonna say,
I
when do you plan on like actively looking?
so my plan right now, I'm 21 at the moment.
Mm,
Um maybe another 2 or 3 years of just kind of fucking around, just trying to find myself, just trying to
mm.
like hone down on what I want to do, find a stable job. I think that's my thing. I want to find a stable like income stream before I think about it cuz I want to
Yeah.
be for me it's kind of like I want to focus on one thing at a time. For now
Oh
it's
yeah.
for now it's my creativity, my work, having fun. Then once I've finished that chapter and I find something that I can settle down in,
Mm.
then I'll move to finding someone and moving out, starting my life, buying property, whatever. Then I'll move on to obviously having kids, that part of my life. I just want to really enjoy these next couple years of having fun, but
Exactly.
also working on myself. I want
Yeah,
myself
yeah.
to be 100% before I present myself to someone else. I want to be the best person I can before I become part of someone else's life, you know?
That's a
Facts.
good plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think same. Give it like 2 more years. I reckon fucking around, and then, or whenever it happens with me. But
Yeah.
I've made the mistake of moving out with someone and shit like that. So,
Yeah, you're
but
really a you know what, let's just do it kind of person.
I am. It's not good
Yeah, I
because
mean,
then
that kind of mentality makes you slam into concrete twice.
speaking of that, I've ate concrete twice. It's a very it's got nutrition in it. It's great.
Yeah, it's really good for you. Keeps you
But
going.
speaking of that, I'm certain my next drop in, I'm not eating concrete. I'm eating W's because I'm fucking dropping in. Now, if you don't know, I fell over twice trying to drop in on a skateboard and I ate shit. I smacked my face on the concrete. I almost broke my elbow. I was in pain. I was in shocking pain.
But the fact that you tried it the second time, that's good
Oh, the
shit.
second time is what broke me because the first time I fell, I was like, "Fuck, that really hurt." I was in pain, and then because everyone was just there, I was like, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it again." Um, I shouldn't have done it again because I did the exact same thing and I ate shit. That one is where I almost broke my nose because I smacked my mouth and shit was rough.
Yeah, it
Like
fucks you.
you can't see it, but I have like a little bruise right there. It's like it's gone yellow, so it's like it's healing.
Yeah,
But
well,
give
that's a
it next. What was it? Next episode, I will have completed the drop in.
fuck it. Next episode, there will be a clip in the episode of a drop in.
Exactly. So you will see me dropping in, and it will be a W because I don't fail more than twice.
Facts.
I fail twice, and that's it.
You know
Third
what?
time is where I'll go up.
That's not gonna happen. Next time you drop in, you are getting that shit.
I'm
I
getting
believe
it
it. I believe
first
it.
go.
I believe it.
Because I fail, I've a few things. I failed twice, but the third time is my proper. That's my redemption.
Yeah.
Relationships, skating, fights.
Yeah.
It's twice, and then I go up.
For real. We got a very ambitious man over here.
Oh, my ego's coming back. My motivation's coming back.
Yo,
Everything's
we
just
need we need
going
that
up.
back. We need that energetic Alex.
Oh,
He's the
oh, I
best
don't know if you want
Alex.
that back, but yeah.
No, no, no. He's the best Alex. We're getting him back.
Oh, okay, all right. Where I think I'm the greatest at everything I do, sure,
Yeah,
because
he's
that's
back. He better be
facts.
back.
Oh, he's
Oh,
back. I'm him.
you're him.
Oh, oh God. All right. I think we should end it on that note.
I think so too. That is 53 minutes of straight fire. And we spoke about a
Oh,
lot. We spoke about music. We spoke about
oh,
life. We spoke about death. We spoke about what?
oh, I smacked my mic by accident.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Okay, good.
Well, there you go. That's a note to end it on. Alright,
It is.
alright, gang. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. My camera unfocused. Alright, we're back. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you're back for the next one. Next one, we got another guest. You're all gonna love this person.
Yes, we've got a guest on the next episode, and I reckon that's going to be a fire episode as well.
That's
So
gonna be a really good one. Thank you.
tune in, and yeah, we'll see you in the next episode, folks.
Take care. Ciao, bear.
Peace.